Hey everybody, Rick Tallman, Window Film Revolution again. I did a video earlier on how to cut these windows out by hand. We're going to just go ahead and do a video on how to install it. So, first thing I'm going to do is look at it. See if this will fit back here, and it will. Okay. Now I like the bottom load, and I normally don't pull anything on panels or nothing like that. On this one, it's pretty easy to pull the sill on this. And this one's a little bit harder than some windows, so I'll just go ahead and make my insurance policy. I'm gonna pull the sill out. I've already taped all of the felt, because that's all felt. Now to get this sill out, you're just gonna pull the top back and should pop. Those are those long plastic clips. And that's it, so that's pulled. Now, the next thing I'm gonna do, once you get this back, here's the seal. Now you wanna move this side part of the seal out of the way, just like that so you can see. Now here's the edge of the seal. So I'm gonna take this hook tool, I'm gonna drop under there, and get up under that seal, and I'm just gonna lift it straight up, just like that. And there you go. Now I can do this without pulling this, but like I said, I'd rather just pull it. It didn't take me that long. So there we go. Let's go ahead and get it prepped. These are really, when I first started tinting years ago, I think when these first came out, I think I was still top loading. These suck to top load. I'm just throwing some glass cleaner on here now. I'm gonna scrub it all down. But yeah, these are no fun top loading. I would much rather pull the seal out and bottom load them. And like I said, these can be bottom loaded without pulling the seal. It's actually not that tight of a seal. Now we're about to put the film on again. Alrighty. Film is over here on my board, and I already did a video on how to cut this, so we went over that. And I may do another video on this truck after this. There's just a lot of extra stuff going on in this vehicle that's not going on in most of them. So let's go ahead and get that off. I use a lot more slip than most people. Alright. So, now, my right hand, I'm holding back so the film doesn't touch over here until it's ready. I'm just going to ease it on down. It is touching right there, but most of that's covered with tape, so no biggie. Alright, push that over, just like that. And pretty lined up. Just want to get it good and lined up. Now, these are, a lot of times when I first started tinting, if I messed one of these up, I would just, if I messed up on the cut, I would just say, oh well, and I'd shove it over the edge of the glass and shave it, So once you get the cut, it's not too bad. Again, the whole time I'm squeegeing, I'm just watching to make sure nothing's moving, nothing's out of place. Everything's lined up nice and pretty. And again, I'm just gonna make sure it's lined up completely even everywhere, and it is. So now I can start kind of putting some oomph behind it, a little bit of my weight on that squeegee. And as I'm squeegeing, I'm watching to make sure that doesn't move. Get this moisture out so when I roll it up, there's no chance of any debris getting in there through the moisture. All right, we rolled it up. Now, if you were watching the hand cut video that I did, the end of the film, this is how far you got to get past right here on this curve. The end of the film is right there. So it's pretty far in there. And if you want to look at the gap, now here's the gap right here. So it's nice, but that's it right there. So it goes all the way down in there. And everything else is pretty much the same in reverse. I like to go ahead and wet these seals, you know, the channel on them, just so they slide in easier, especially in the Fords. So let's slide that in like that. Now I'm gonna bow this so it goes under that piece I showed you to start off. And that's that. Now you can't just smack this back on. You have to make sure those clips are lined back. So I'm gonna pull this back and I'm gonna push down. Boom, now that went in. That still works. When you pull this back, this can actually move a little bit, so you always want to make sure it still works. And let's take a look at the outside. See how it looks. I think it's gonna look really good. Now, before you pull this tape, you always just want to look. Make sure everything's good to go. And will you just run a close-up along the edges and everywhere so people can see there's no gaps or nothing. And all right. There we go, no gaps, no trash. Not too shabby. All right, let me open this up. All right, so now we'll run this down. We'll go ahead and pull this tape off. All right, that's pretty much it. See y'all.